Dreams are not random thoughts. They are not the illusions of a restless night. Dreams are the language of your soul, the fire of your spirit, and the quiet voice that tells you there is more to life than what you see now. A dream is not a fantasy. It is the seed of your true potential. And in every human being, no matter how broken, no matter how forgotten, no matter how ordinary, a dream exists. The question is, will you honor it, or will you let it die? Dream is the seed of your destiny. Every destiny begins unseen. Just as an oak tree is hidden inside a small acorn, your destiny is hidden inside your dream. It is fragile at first. People around you may laugh at it, dismiss it, or tell you that you are foolish for believing in it. But within this invisible seed lies the possibility of greatness. The dream is not random. It is the blueprint of the life you are meant to live. And if you abandon it, you abandon the highest version of yourself before you have even met it. Consider the story of a poor boy who grows up in a forgotten village. His house leaks when it rains, his family struggles for food, and no one expects much of him. Yet inside his heart burns the dream of becoming a doctor, someone who heals lives. He studies under candlelight. He walks miles to school, and he endures the mockery of those who cannot see what he sees. Years later, that same boy stands in a hospital saving lives. His dream carried him through the darkness into the light. This is the power of a seed. It may look small, but when protected, it becomes unstoppable. Too often, people kill their dream because they expect others to believe in it first. But a seed does not ask the world's permission to grow. It simply grows when nourished. Your dream does not need the approval of others. It needs your courage. If you wait for the applause of people, before you take the first step, your dream will remain buried forever. But if you dare to plant it, water it with effort, and protect it from doubt, one day the same people who doubted you will stand in the shade of the tree your dream has become. Destiny does not arrive fully grown. It grows quietly, slowly, painfully. It demands patience. The tragedy is that most people give up during the early stages when nothing seems to be happening. They forget that a seed spends months underground before it ever breaks the surface. The dream inside you may take years before anyone else can see it. But the question is, can you remain faithful to it when no one else believes? Look at history. Every inventor, every leader, every artist who changed the world was once an ordinary human being with an invisible seed. Thomas Edison failed over 1,000 times before the light bulb was born. Imagine if he had buried his dream after the first 100 failures. The world would still be in darkness. Your dream is not only your responsibility. It is your gift to the world. When you protect it, you are protecting a piece of the future that others desperately need. Never underestimate what rests inside of you. You may think you are small, unimportant, and powerless, but your dream says otherwise. Your dream is proof that something extraordinary is waiting to unfold. Do not let your fear choke it. Do not let the opinions of others poison it. Do not let time bury it. Protect it, because within your dream lies not only your destiny, but also the destiny of those who will be touched by it. A dream demands sacrifice. Every dream will test you. It will not come to you wrapped in ease and comfort. Instead, it will demand from you a price. Sometimes a price so heavy that you may question whether it is even worth it. That is the way of life. It does not hand out dreams freely. It asks whether you are willing to trade comfort for growth, laziness for discipline, and pleasure for purpose. The truth is that no one has ever achieved a dream without first surrendering something they loved in the present for something greater in the future. And in that sacrifice lies the purification of your character. When you see an athlete standing on the podium holding the gold medal, do not be deceived by the applause. Behind that moment lies years of silent pain. There were mornings when the body ached so much it begged to rest, but the dream demanded movement. There were nights when hunger whispered for more food, but discipline reminded them of the goal. There were countless moments of loneliness when friends enjoyed comfort while they trained in silence. That medal is not made of gold. It is made of every tear, every drop of sweat, and every moment of sacrifice they endured when no one was watching. Most people want the beauty of a dream, but not the cost of it. They want the finished painting without touching the brush. They want the applause without facing the silence. They want the destination without walking the road, but dreams are not handed out cheaply. Life will always place obstacles, setbacks, and disappointments in your way, not because it wants to destroy you, but because it wants to ask, how badly do you want this? The greater the dream, the greater the sacrifice. Consider the story of a young woman who dreamed of becoming a lawyer. She came from a family where no one believed in education. Her parents wanted her to work early to support the house. Yet, her dream whispered louder than her circumstances. She worked in the day, studied in the night, and faced ridicule from relatives who told her to stop chasing illusions. She sacrificed her youth, her comfort, her leisure. Years later, when she finally stood in the courtroom, defending the powerless, her sacrifice transformed into justice for others. That is what sacrifice does. It transforms your pain into someone else's healing. The danger is when people confuse sacrifice with suffering without meaning. Suffering is aimless pain. Sacrifice is purposeful pain. When you suffer without a dream, it breaks you. But when you sacrifice for a dream, it builds you. That is why even in the darkest nights of working for your dream, you can find a strange peace, because deep down, you know this pain is not wasted. This struggle is not pointless. It is shaping me, preparing me, sharpening me for the day my dream will arrive. So, if you are in the middle of sacrifice now, if your friends do not understand you, if your family doubts you, if your nights are heavy and your days are long, hold on. Do not think you are losing your life. You are investing it. Every tear, every sleepless night, every rejection, every failure is not the end of your dream. It is the currency you are paying for it. And one day, when your dream blossoms, you will look back and understand. The sacrifice was never a punishment. It was the proof that you were strong enough to deserve it. A dream connects you to others A dream is never only about you. Even if it begins inside your heart in silence, even if it feels like a personal fire that only you can see, the truth is that every dream, when pursued with sincerity, touches countless lives beyond your imagination. A teacher's dream to educate children gives birth to leaders, innovators, and healers. An artist's dream to express truth through their work becomes medicine for wounded souls across the world. A parent's dream to give their child a better life plants seeds of strength in future generations. Whether you realize it or not, your dream always extends beyond your own existence. When you look back at history, you see how one person's dream became a movement for millions. Martin Luther King Jr. stood on a stage and declared, "I have a dream." That dream was not simply about his own comfort. It was about dignity, equality, and hope for all humanity. Decades later, that same dream still breathes in the hearts of those who fight for justice. The beautiful truth is that a dream can outlive its dreamer. It can carry on long after the body is gone, like an echo that refuses to fade. This is why you must not bury your dream, for by doing so, you may bury the light someone else desperately needs. Think of the ripple effect of water. One small stone thrown into a lake sends ripples that reach far beyond where it fell. Your dream is that stone. When you commit to it, when you fight for it, the ripples reach people you will never meet. Perhaps a child watching, you will decide to keep studying because you showed them perseverance. Perhaps a stranger will rise after failure because your story gave them courage. Your dream becomes a message written into the world, and the world listens whether you know it or not. There is also a hidden responsibility here. Because your dream is not just about you, it carries weight. If you quit, the people who could have been inspired by your journey may never awaken. If you remain silent, the ones who needed your voice may remain in darkness. This is why holding on to your dream is not selfish. It is service. It is an act of giving, of offering hope to those who have none, of lighting the path for those who cannot yet see. Your dream is the candle, and when it burns, it allows others to find their way. But the connection goes both ways. Just as your dream influences others, the dreams of others will also sustain you. You will meet people who remind you that you are not alone in your struggle. Their fire will keep your fire alive. The world is built not by isolated dreamers, but by communities of people who dared to believe together. And when your dream aligns with the needs of humanity, it becomes unstoppable. The universe itself seems to open doors and send companions who walk beside you on the journey. So when you think of your dream, never limit it to your own life. See it as part of a larger tapestry, a great design in which your thread weaves into others. Your dream could be the missing piece in someone else's healing, the answer to someone else's prayer, the hope for someone else's tomorrow. Do not underestimate the invisible connections your dream is creating. By chasing it, you are not just shaping your life. You are shaping the lives of countless souls who may never even know your name, yet will carry the warmth of your fire. A dream tests your patience. A dream does not unfold in a straight line. It does not appear today and fulfill itself tomorrow. It stretches across years, sometimes decades, shaping you slowly, testing you silently. Patience is not just a virtue when it comes to dreams. It is the foundation. Without it, the weight of waiting will crush you. With it, the waiting becomes the very soil that nourishes your growth. Dreams are not rushed, because what arrives too quickly often leaves too easily. But what you patiently build with your own hands, with your own tears, becomes unshakable. The hardest part of chasing a dream is the middle. At the beginning, the fire of excitement burns brightly. You are full of energy, full of hope, full of vision. At the end, when the results arrive, when the recognition appears, when the fruit blossoms, the joy is overwhelming. But in the middle, when the years drag on and nothing seems to change, when effort feels invisible and progress feels hidden, that is where most people quit. That is the battlefield where patience is tested. Those who remain, those who endure, those who hold on in silence. Those are the ones who will eventually taste the fulfillment of the dream. Think of a farmer planting a seed. He covers it with soil, waters it, and waits. Weeks pass, and nothing seems to happen. To the untrained eye, it looks like failure. But underground, unseen, the roots are spreading. The foundation is being laid. If the farmer loses patience and digs up the seed to check its progress, he destroys it. A dream is the same. What looks like stillness is not emptiness. It is preparation. Life is deepening your roots before showing your branches. If you can wait, if you can trust the unseen, the harvest will come. Patience is also the medicine against despair. There will be moments when rejection knocks on your door repeatedly, when people do not notice your effort, when results seem absent no matter how hard you try. It is easy to believe you are wasting your time. But patience whispers, not yet, but soon. Patience reminds you that the process itself is carving you, molding you, strengthening you into the person capable of holding the dream. Without the years of waiting, you would not have the strength to carry the weight of fulfillment when it finally arrives. Every great story has chapters of silence. The writer faces countless drafts before the book is published. The scientist endures endless failed experiments before the discovery emerges. The musician practices alone for years before anyone hears the song. What looks like delay is not denial. It is design. The waiting period is where you shed your weaknesses, where you gain resilience, where you learn humility. A dream does not come when you want it. It comes when you are ready for it. So, if your dream feels distant right now, if you are walking through long years of uncertainty, do not despair. Patience is not your enemy. It is your greatest ally. It is teaching you endurance. It is teaching you faith. It is teaching you to trust the unseen timing of life. And one day, when your dream finally arrives, you will not only rejoice in its fulfillment, you will weep in gratitude for the patience that carried you there. For without patience, no dream can survive. A dream awakens your true self. A dream is not just about reaching a goal. It is about discovering who you really are. Most people live on the surface of life, following routines, trapped in patterns, repeating what others expect of them. They wear masks to fit into society. They silence their inner voice to avoid judgment, and they convince themselves that this is enough. But when a dream takes root inside of you, it shakes that illusion. It calls you deeper, forcing you to confront your fears, your doubts, your excuses. It awakens parts of you that you never knew existed, because it demands from you a version of yourself that is stronger, braver, and more alive than the one you have been settling for. When you walk toward a dream, you begin to meet yourself in ways you never imagined. You discover how much pain you can endure and still keep moving. You realize how many times you can fail and still rise again. You find that the strength you thought belonged only to heroes also lives inside you. Without a dream, you would never meet this self. You would remain asleep, lulled into the comfort of mediocrity. But a dream refuses to let you stay asleep. It shakes you, it challenges you, it drags you through struggle until you finally see your true reflection. Not the fragile version you believed, but the resilient warrior you always were. Think of the butterfly. In its cocoon, it struggles, pushing and fighting against the walls that confine it. To an observer, the struggle looks cruel, even unnecessary. But if someone were to cut open the cocoon and set it free, the butterfly would never fly. Because it is in the struggle that its wings gain strength. In the same way, your dream places you inside a cocoon of challenges, not to break you, but to awaken you. Without the pressure, without the fight, without the hardship, you would never gain the wings to fly. This awakening often feels like breaking. You will lose people who do not understand your journey. You will lose comfort, routines, and even versions of yourself that you thought were permanent. At first, it feels like life is stripping you of everything. But slowly, you realize that life is not stripping you. It is revealing you. It is burning away the false layers so that the real you, the one hidden beneath fear and doubt, can finally emerge. That emergence is painful, but it is also liberating. It is the birth of your authentic self. A dream also reveals your deepest values. It asks, what truly matters to you? Is it money, recognition, security, or is it meaning, purpose, and impact? When you chase a dream, you confront these questions directly. And through the pursuit, you learn that the real reward is not the applause, not the title, not even the achievement itself. The real reward is becoming someone who is aligned with truth. The dream was never about the external. It was about bringing your inner world into harmony. When you finally stand at the edge of your dream, when you look back at the path of sacrifices, patience, and pain, you will realize that the destination is not the treasure. The journey is. Because on that journey, you awakened. You met the person you were always meant to be. That is the ultimate gift of a dream. It is not only about what you achieve, but about who you become. And that person, born from the fire of struggle and the light of perseverance, is someone the world desperately needs.